Beings fully invested in their own public and private goals are sure to benefit from the success that flows. In order to be whole, you have to set agreeable and righteous goals for your highest chief ideas and ideas to roll. Welcome back to your universal mastermind, where we are all optimistically excited to be in your divine presence. You have been prepared to run a race you did not know you were registered for as the fourth leg against a Usain Bolt type of competitor. Yet, you must still become your fastest in a short amount of time to overcome the odds. The only thing about this race is, although it involves physical activity, it is far less about the body and more about you conquering your own mind rather than your own competitors. As you ascend onto your infinite race towards self-discovery, mastery, and reconnection with your most peaceful mind and brain, we urge you to believe in the worthwhileness of your goals and to forever stand firm in the why and why behind your actions. While the brain is a muscle that controls the seat of the mind is an infinite concept that cannot be limited to a specific area, and in fact, can be stretched past the dimensions found within the brain in our current time, space, and reality. They say a brain stretched to a new dimension can never return to the same circumference, but what can be said of the mind that becomes stretched to an ever-expanding continuum known as life? The most dangerous secret is designed to give you the tools to these unknown questions and reoccurring unknown fears of life. Learning the truth of you and your origin is the key to unlocking the best version of yourself. When you unlock a new version of yourself that you did not expect, do not be afraid to shine unapologetically and consistently like the sun we know and love every day. You must live a life where you have taken the discipline necessary to develop into the best version of yourself. The Most Dangerous Secret by Michael Ofuani. Chapter 1. Your Agreeable Mind. Beings fully invested in their own public and private goals are sure to benefit from the success that flows. In order to be whole, you have to set agreeable and righteous goals for your highest chief ideas and ideas to roll. Welcome back to your universal mastermind, where we are all optimistically excited to be in your divine presence. You have been prepared to run a race you did not know you were registered for as the fourth leg against a Usain Bolt type of competitor, yet you must still become your fastest in a short amount of time to overcome the odds. The only thing about this race is, although it involves physical activity, it is far less about the body and more about you conquering your own mind rather than your own competitors. As you ascend onto your infinite race towards self-discovery, mastery, and reconnection with your most peaceful mind and brain, we urge you to believe in the worthwhileness of your goal and to forever stand firm in the why and why behind your actions. While the brain is a muscle that controls the seat of the mind is an infinite concept that cannot be limited to a specific area, and in fact, can be stretched past the dimensions found within the brain and our current time, space, and reality. They say a brain stretched to a new dimension can never return to the same circumference. But what can be said of the mind that becomes stretched to an ever-expanding continuum known as life? The Most Dangerous Secret is designed to give you the tools to these unknown questions and reoccurring unknown fears of life. Learning the truth of you and your origin is the key to unlocking the best version of yourself. When you unlock a new version of yourself that you did not expect, do not be afraid to shine unapologetically and consistently like the sun we know and love every day. You must live a life where you have taken the discipline necessary to develop into the best version of yourself. This particular version of life has been known by many ancient philosophers dating back to before AD and the times of the Egyptians. As you gain more exposure from the knowledge of this great information, you are further required to proliferate its ancient teachings across our universe, as we must each one reach one if we are to take our nation to the Ether 9 level. Because of the intensity of this divine information, I must supply you this great secret early in our reading, due to the importance that this information begins to work precisely within your conscious and subconscious mind. The most dangerous secret is that your mind is both your greatest asset and also your greatest liability. The determining factor to if your mind is your greatest asset or your greatest liability is based on the quality of goals you choose to daily engage in. It is based upon this fact that an observant scientist would be able to determine if you use more of your mind to accomplish your highest goals in life, or if you create excuses and roadblocks as to why you cannot accomplish what you have agreed. The goals that you choose to engage in are vital to determining if you will be able to overcome the unknown fear of the past, which is depression, and unknown fear of the future, which is anxiety. The only way to overcome these particular fears is to progressively realize your highest ideals on a daily consistent basis, regardless of what the evidence your outside environment may be providing you. To accurately know yourself better, it is vital you determine whether your mind is playing the role of an asset or a liability with every move you make. The beauty of this secret is that although the concept is simple to grasp, say, and understand, it is yet not so easy to execute on a consistent high level. We live in a failing society that ignorantly calls liabilities like a 30-year mortgaged home an asset, and the children who have the potential to become the next LeBron James or Idris Sandu depreciating liabilities. Take a second to ponder on what we have just discussed. If the strength or character of a man's life is determined by the legacy he leaves for others to continue, then why be a forgetful casualty in this economic war of life? It is better to be a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. It takes a lot of self-control to plan your own death and have prepared funds to continue your own mission long after you've taken your last mortal breath. Many of us have been taught to war with one another from youth to adulthood. We've been programmed to respond in such a disagreeable manner when no such action is usually necessary. We still yet wonder why our response to one another is aggressive or passive-aggressive, instead of concentrating our minds on the realities of the most dangerous secret. If your only tool in your toolbox is a hammer, then everything in your life will always look like a nail for you to stomp out and control. Add more tools to your belt of life, and don't let any other being limit the perspectives you use to provide a solution. The most dangerous secret is designed to reveal the unconscious pain that is latent deep and continually creating new scars within us all. These scars run deep as they have been passed on intergenerationally through the encoding of memory in our DNA. It is because of these unconscious pains that many of us are unaware of but yet still feel is real that we must provide one another grace as we associate and intermingle within society. While we provide fair grace, we must still fully be able to accept exactly who that person is and not recreate them from our own mind's sake. Remember that the being that blames others has not yet arrived, while the being that blames themselves is halfway there. However, the wise being whom has truly mastered self has learned to not blame anyone at all. This moment exists for you now to know that it is your time to heal, and you are no longer bound to those who could not properly forgive you. Those who are unwilling to take responsibility for the scars in your life no longer need to be paid attention to. This is your time to start clean and fresh, smooth over. Take yourself to the highest angelic order by imagining you're unifying your mind, body, and spirit with the same spirit force of Gabriel that made its way to the Blessed Mother Mary, who birthed our Son of God. Now, I want you to imagine that the same universal spirit of love is now enveloping you in the true light of our Most High's divine source. The energy you currently are feeling within throughout your body is here to take you to the next level. And doesn't it feel so righteous and right on time? Never forget that the change you seek starts from within, and that the only way a man is able to change their life is by first changing themselves completely. Since all progress is a result of steady and consistent action towards one's most agreeable goals, we must measure a man according to his diligent execution towards that particular vision. The most dangerous secret contains timeless concepts and tools for you to place on your ever-expanding belt of life. It is critically essential that you strive in this race of life and not just survive in this marathon, like Nipsey said. Give yourself a more positive response to life rather than reacting to the daily aggression and covert passive aggression of others. Take another moment to ponder about the simple yet elusive concepts we have just discussed. There is no narcotic that can fill the void that peace is meant to serve. While we are trained to run to narcotics to fill a momentary void, there has never been a man-made drug that can soothe the soul better than a collective peace of a still mind. Do not be fooled by temporary soothings from these harmful substances. The most exciting drug in your life is your peaceful state of mind, in perfect harmony with others who believe in similar mission goals and ideals, especially after being in a state of agitation and frustration. Your agreeable mind is your soul and soul connection to the Most High. Therefore, by progressively realizing your highest ideals, you are getting closer to the goals that the Most High has architected specifically for you. Remember that one of the greatest discoveries earned and learned by man is that a human being can alter their state of mind by simply changing their outlook on life in that moment where it is difficult to give grace. Remember that as a man thinks in his soul, so will he inevitably become. Remember firmly that you cannot set out to believe in a people that do not believe in themselves without believing accurately in the worldwideness of your own goals. We must first believe in ourselves completely and deeply on a new spiritual level that inspires others to truly know we have faith in our own most agreeable goals. In order to believe and succeed in yourself, you must create a positive daily routine that enables you to work towards your highest goals consistently every day. No matter if the rain stops your shine or a snowstorm blocks your warmth, you must achieve your goals. No matter if the harbor isn't able to dock your boat, you must achieve your goals. Even if the employer doesn't respect your degrees, you must achieve your goals. Do not limit your greatness to the particular small-minded roles that is strategically hoisted upon us since birth. Choose your positive mental attitude early in your life so that you don't have to be subject to many of the unrewarding roles in our society. The only way to stay clear of these calamities is by focusing on your highest chief aims, dreams, passions, and goals for your life. The sad truth is that many of us are unknowingly stuck in this rat race of life. The majority of us no longer rise in the AM to salute the sun through consistent yoga, meditation, exercise, and higher ideals like our ancestors came from. Rather, we rise in the AM to serve and work the grits in someone else's mills without knowing our own direction and goal for our lives. On the way to our destiny, you will be faced with many trials and tribulations that will question your will to finish. You must not listen to the naysayers and those who doubt you along this difficult journey. Remember that someone's opinion of you does not have to be your own reality, and many people will doubt you because they see the divine strength in you. In order to succeed, you must first believe in the worthwhileness of your goal and firmly believe that life will not be over until you achieve that goal. No matter what your chief goal may be, you have everything you need inside of you to achieve its making. No matter what state your life is currently in, you forever have the awesome power to change the direction of it by altering the attitude of your brilliant, powerful mind. Since negativity too must pass, don't say you are having a bad day, rather say you are having a character-building day and that tomorrow will be an even better day, without doubt. It is very important that you maintain your positive mental attitude as you overcome your lower self to reach your highest avatar like Airbender Aang. You must believe that you are the one to make all of this happen without the distracting power of others who may have something to offer but are far more interested in collective confusion. Because no one wants to join a train with no destination and a clear schedule for its passengers into passage, your companions and associates will show up as you choose to build the railways and train cars necessary to achieve your highest ideals and dreams. You must always believe that you have the necessary power to accomplish everything you're meant to do within this short but particular span of time. Your time is valuable, your time is precious, and you must not waste it for anyone, no matter the cause or reason given. You cannot let anyone successfully steal your dreams. I loudly repeat, do not let any single soul even come close to being able to think they could steal your dreams. Your dreams are meant only for you, and no one can ever take that divine destiny from you except you. When the Most High gave you that calling, it was not a conference call with other contributors you needed to confer with. Now that you are the one to break the cycle of bad vibes and negative spirits, know that you are the one to break the intergenerational spell of ignorance over your family and spiritual legacy. So right now in the notes of your iPhone or in a notepad, write down the top 4 reasons why you are here. What is your one true purpose in life? And what are you doing daily to create revenue-generating activities towards that dream? Pay attention to the tempo or beat of your agreeable mind in your happiest moments in life. In order for you to succeed in this race, you must pay attention to your agreeable mind as it seeks to create a dope space for you. Your highest self is tapped into a divine source that forever seeks your best outcome. It is of this fact that you must be firmly sure of, like the sun rays that shine consistently every day. It is in this same divine higher source that we must place our full trust inside of. So what pace are you currently choosing to engage in for the current speed in your life? Do not let your past self and regrets fester in your brain to determine your future speeds. What past races are now making it harder for you to run your current race? All in all, we must move on from the past events of our life if we are ever expecting to have true success in life. Buy yourself another shot in the game by being present in every new 24 seconds on the shot clock. It is your agreeable virtues that will make your mind your greatest asset and tools for the world to marvel at. Oppositely, it is your disagreeable habits, desires, and goals that will waste a lion's share of your time and cause a larger expense than you may have initially predicted. As we transition into Chapter 2, you must remember that you are not the only one learning about the brilliant mind, and that there will be many people who will naturally come along to challenge your process and knowledge, especially if that info may disagree with their current reality. We must tap into our collective ether network despite the false evidence that may appear real from the disagreeable agents like Mr. Anderson that serve the disagreeable mind. While the disagreeable mind tends to fear from evidence that isn't real, you must still love and heal this part of you, as it is only seeking to test you to make sure you are making sound, rational, and righteous decisions from your mortal or your immortal mind. As my master teacher eloquently stated in one of his many ancient holy works, the right knowledge with the right wisdom and the right understanding will lead to sound right reasoning. Be patient and walk with me on a narrow path and take the overdue first step. Read with intent and understand that I have been given undisputed truths beyond any doubt. This holy tablet will not only lead you to righteous thinking, it will take you to the next level. It will, if understood, break the spell of ignorance, ignoring the facts, and spiritual ignorance. It will also break the spell of sleep and racial blindness. As you continue on to Chapter 2, you will learn concepts of breaking the bondage caused by our disagreeable mind and discover context for your mind on the most dangerous secret in the world. Take a moment and ponder what we have discussed in Chapter 1 about your agreeable mind. The being that blames others has not yet arrived. The most dangerous secret, Michael Ofuani. End of Chapter 1. The most dangerous secret, Chapter 2. Your disagreeable mind. You may be wondering why someone would place their faith in their disagreeable mind, aka their negative mind, in the first place. If a disagreeable mind is known to lead us astray, then why do we waste the limited time we have listening to its constant state of fear? The answer is because our infinite disagreeable mind may not see that particular instance of fear as false expectations appearing real. We have a tendency to group think because we gain peace of mind by being a part of a group. There are many whom have trained themselves to not listen to their agreeable goals, especially if it takes them too far out from the norm. The difficult truth is that we have all sadly experienced many regrets of the past we could never and would never return to. Past regrets were necessary because now we stand much stronger and bolder than we once did. Our mind is always seeking to protect us from fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown can be broken down into our two greatest fears: fear of the past, which causes depression from our regrets, and fear of the future from not knowing how our past and current decisions will determine our future life. Both of these fears feed the disagreeable mind, which leads to one of our most powerful unknown fears of all, which is fear of death. The most dangerous truth that must be now discussed is how the liabilities of your mind creates an expense that may not appear to be at first a liability. As you progress in our book, you must know that hard times must come, but the hard times are not here to stay forever. In fact, the hard times too must pass. No matter how bad or how bad it gets, we are going to make it. Know that you have the right stuff, and no one can take that from you. Know that you will win your goals as you work intelligently towards them. Many make being and living in fear commonplace, when it is not wise to do such a thing. Therefore, because of this short-sighted mindset, they subconsciously walk in a constant state of doubt and worry, regardless of the righteous picture that may be actually before them. Through improper education and lack of financial literacy, we are taught to think the opposite of our best interests. This is analogous truth for the growth that will be felt with dedicated application of the ancient concepts in this book. The words we speak may be sweet in the mouth to read, but will still be bitter in the belly to apply consistently. Pay attention to the difference you must make to have your goals. Knowing and actually doing and then being are worlds apart. Since we share common space across continents as human beings, we have a responsibility to ensure our collective souls are reaching its highest agreeable goals that our Most High Father would certainly approve of, not the disagreeable goals we suspect our Most High Father would reject. As a fellow associate of wisdom, truth, honor, righteousness, justice, reciprocity, and love for all mankind, we are abundantly excited for the being that you are becoming, and even more important, the beautiful being you seek to become after reading this multi-dimensional psychic work that has been rained down from the 24 elders that govern our entire realm. So are you a drone for your mission, or are you an adept for your nation? While the majority of us have been forced to work as drones, we are still able to use these networks and social media channels to build our own brand and reality. Unlike the worker bees who could not add more tools to their tool belly, we must still actively set new goals if we intend to create beauty in a more intelligent, unified way. Our goals, like a ship, must be in constant search for a destination that will eventually bring us exactly what we seek. We must use everything in our power to progressively realize this goal. We must be unapologetic in our approach and search for the truth. Our most worthwhile dreams, visions, prophecies, and general outlook for a peaceful life are worth every sacrifice we can make. The goal of this book is to scientifically research ways to prepare your mind for this difficult journey. By the end of this book, you should be able to scientifically research, experiment, analyze, and conclude the raw ingredients you needed to create the masterminds you need to win your race of life. Don't forget to smile as you explore your sacrifices up to this point and the ones you will have to make when it is time. You must act right now, not later, because you do not know if there will be another moment to enjoy the endorphins that become released when you reach your goals. Right now, you must stretch your face muscles to make your smile shine bright upon the world. Spirit man, get up, forever, and stand up. Do not wait until you die to live your life. Live every moment as if it is your last, because one day it just may be. The most dangerous truth is that our disagreeable mind struggles with contending with hard, cold, unapologetic facts that also remind us of our mortality and limited knowledge of life. No man knows the day nor the hour that our Father will call us back home. Since we do not know the day, we must respond to the daily needs life brings with patience and diligence. To move in an effective manner, we must heal those we attract along our way by sharing the truth of the journey. Your disagreeable mind also deserves love and attention because every piece of you must be appreciated in order for you to win this race. I analogize your disagreeable mind to a passenger riding in your brand new Ferrari automobile. While your disagreeable mind will always be a rider in your automobile of life, you must never allow that insecure part of you to be in your driver's seat. For the sake of divine alignment, you must be better from every conversation and text you read day in and day out. By being conscious of your betterment, you will tap into the best part about you. You must be so fantastic, so awesome, that not even your critics could dismiss you. Remember that everyone has a calling, and your real job is to figure that out as quick as possible and honor the realization of your highest and most worthwhile ideals. Remember, your disagreeable mind is your ego, your pride, your jealousy, and much more. Your disagreeable mind is akin to a sick elder family member that you may not always like the tone of their message, but you know they only speak up to protect you. Make sure you notice who is thinking the thoughts you are now listening to. There's a point where you are observing your thoughts that you realize not every thought is your own. Not everything that pops into your mind is of your own making. We are more like a spiritual radio tower, able to pick up the spiritual frequencies of various beings from this dimension and others. It is all about using your gut intuition in the moment and listening to what your divine intuition says. The most dangerous lie is the persuasive deceptions we feed our minds that make it harder for us to love ourselves. Your disagreeable mind is worth understanding and healing because of this truth you may now been made aware of. Since my family immigrated from the islands of Nubia, we have been searching for our homeland, home, and our vibe tribe to continue with. But with the writings found in this manuscript, we transform our thinking to attract positivity and righteous vibrations into our lives by focusing on our most agreeable goals first, not later. As you focus on finding your vibe tribe, be patient with the past and future versions of yourself you may encounter. I want to continue our interaction on by uttering words to you that may get me in worldly trouble, but will fill you up with divine truth. I must utter words that may upset your family's preconceived notion about you. If I speak of these forbidden words to you, you must promise to maintain your emotional intelligence. You must promise to receive, analyze, and transform this information for the greater good of our collective nation. Remember, the purpose of this book is to provide ancient righteous strategies to achieve your innermost peaceful mind, also known as the most dangerous secret. In order to take these lessons to the next level, you are going to have to be reborn again, unlearning the habits and reactions you have negatively picked up from your environment. Once your negative habits are properly unlearned, then we can fill your vessel with positive habits. You will know what positive habits work best for you because you have taken the time to experiment with your life on what works strategically, like a scientist working to create their own cure. Because of my legal background as an unlicensed attorney, I choose to write in a scientific method that allows us to break down each concept into agreeable definitions that make it clear how we can have successful results. Throughout this book, I will share you stories of wise men who will also agree with this concept and know of the great power that exists in our own mind. The Most Dangerous Secret is a dangerous novel that tells the story of a resilient people of whom are willing to continue and finish this race to the end. If you want to share this unique psychic power being created as we mastermind through this book, then continue to read on with your notes, app handy and ready to transcribe notes for your daily review. This same power I openly possess through my mind, I hope to openly pass to you through focused consistency, disciplined practice, and focused energy. You must act right now, not later, because you do not know if there will be another moment to enjoy the endorphins that become released when you smile. The Most Dangerous Secret. End of Chapter 2. The Most Dangerous Secret. Chapter 3. Your Balanced Mind. The Most Dangerous Secret continues with Chapter 3, Your Balanced Mind. This chapter is designed to focus on how to effectively maintain balance between our agreeable and our disagreeable mind. Our minds are always vying for supremacy over one another. The one that will win is the one that you feed. We only make two decisions in life, truly. What we feed our mouth and what we feed our mind. The choice of what you feed your mind determines your speech pattern, your fashion statement, your net worth, your associations, and ultimately everything that affects your mental, spiritual, and physical world. Similar to the story of the Lion King, there is always a dark uncle waiting in the shadows to steal the throne of your Simba prince, and you must be forever watchful of your own loved ones as you take your proverbial throne of life. You are Mustafa right now and must protect the future of your kingdom by the way of your DNA Simba. There are chemical imbalances in your brain from stress, trauma, and narcotics that make it harder for your agreeable mind to remain in the driver's seat when you find yourselves in this such conflict. To find proper balance, you must allow your fears to be your advisor, but never your NASCAR driver. Allow your fears to counsel and let your fears know that you have calculated the risk it has considered, but reassure your disagreeable mind that you are more now prepared to take on those risks due to you recognizing and not ignoring your own self. The energy we waste on worrying distracts us from our highest goals. Distracting ourselves takes time away from energy we could be engaging into perfecting ourselves. We must capture every moment in this limited time of space to create a new form of ourselves from the opportunities life presents every day. We must be more fully aware of our avatar self more than ever before. The pressures of this life always tends to discourage us from focusing on our chief goals. Therefore, this diamond that you are forming will always be under a state of proverbial pressure and impressions that require your presence to grow in the right direction. We all come from the same source. We all just have a different starting point and perspective in this matrix of life. For example, being dirty and being messy are two entirely different things. Although we tend to incorrectly use the two terms interchangeably, like spirituality and religion. When your balanced mind may appear messy to others, never forget that it could never be dirty like when you are in your disagreeable mind. The inherent value of the supercomputer could never be devalued just because someone does not know how to properly use its power. The disgrace is on the user who could not learn to possess such a powerful storehouse of information, knowledge, and wisdom. Using the same analogy of a computer, similarly, we sometimes don't use ourselves to our fullest potential, according to who we are as a personal user. There are many talents we do not yet have or know about, but the ones that we are made aware of, we must start from there. If we intelligently move first from the talents we have been given by the Most High, then we are able to take our life to the next level from that point. Since our story can only be properly shared with a psychic listener who is ready to reach their own personal superpower, you must conclude this book if you do not believe you are ready for this great responsibility that comes with power, like Peter Parker was once told. If that listener is not you, I kindly ask for you to pass this book on to the mind that you do believe is ready to strive onward and upward to the most highest ideal for our life. A mind stretched to a new dimension still has no circumference. In fact, even if it could not comprehend the light from the darkness within its nature, it could never retreat fully from its infinite destiny. The concept of this book have been passed in many ancient cultures across our world. The commonalities that exist all come down to our understanding of 3 degrees: persons, places, or things, and or nouns. The importance of understanding that we define what our nouns may be is what makes our material world possible to take verbs or action in. The statement above was written exclusively for your mind with the hopes of positively impacting it for the better. Remember, your mind is the most greatest secret, and you must not force yourself to take on tasks you know you are not prepared for. A man who listens well knows their own mind just as a genius knows his brain swells with the information he gets to tell. What makes this story even more special is that you get to write the other half of its contents. My story will become your story and your mind my mind as we commit to our duties in this race of life. The question to now ask your mind is, am I listening to the sounds of the waves that have always been creating impressions upon my heart space? When you are hit with a vibration of inquiry, I need you to prioritize that precious moment and stop everything you are doing and simply think about your next move with precise precision. You must then take more time to ponder upon what truth source is seeking to bring forward from your subconscious mind to the conscious mind. Like the iceberg that serves as homes to the icy polar bears, but also brought down the great Goliath ship, the Titanic, you too are immeasurably deeper than what others may see in your current surface. This realization of our collective story may be what has brought you to our midst. Of this I am honored, etheric, and terrifically excited to serve your mind's wants and needs with a judgment-free zone to wonder, not wander, and be. Take a time to think about what I have just said. This is a story about you, I, and our nation of where we come from. This is not information that can be simply posted on your Twitter feed or your Instagram reels or likes. No, rather, this information that must be fully digested and consumed time and time again to be righteously understood. This is not something that can be text or Instagram direct messaged. The type of sharing we need can only be passed through an etheric cord that links us all to source. When I say source, I mean the life force of hydrogen ions, element number 1, that is the basic unit of all life on this planet through alkalinity. This source is the one source that creates what we know as agreeable and disagreeable, or good and evil. At our simplest level, we are all searching for the right answers to life. The truth is that this secret has always been known by our most balanced mastermind. This secret is meant to be shared within first before spoken aloud amongst others. You must share with your righteous subconscious mind that is forever tapped into the source first. You see, many of us are searching for similar things in life. The sad truth is that we are acting like the wrong percentage people who tend to fail at objectively setting clear goals for themselves. We are learning from people who have mastered selling us on how to be rich, rather than learning from people who have mastered how to be rich. It is important we cut out the intermediary to get to the digital real estate source and bag. It is important that you on this journey here at Digital Real Estate University, that you use your online experience to spur you into revenue generating activities. So run your own Dre University. I repeat, make sure you are taking swift action into your top revenue generating activities. And what is revenue generating activities, you ask? It is the most important action you need to take to realize profits from the decisions you make. Too many of us are trading our time for our money rather than trading our mind for a much more lucrative and profitable deal. I quit my job yesterday from a Fortune 500 restaurant, and it was this book that inspired me to do it. I don't mention their company because, like Plankton, they gave me the secret Krabby Patty recipe. They gave me what few people take the time to see with their own two eyes. A repeatable steps and processes in place that no one could mess up. I mean, no one. You can literally hire anyone to complete the functions at this restaurant, which is what spurred me to bet more on my company, Legally Black. Betting on yourself is simply believing in yourself, no matter what those you love say on your road to the mountaintop. This book is not something you can just start without properly analyzing its consistent application into your daily life. Few books will be able to speak to your subconscious habits that lay dormant within your brain. Like the submerged iceberg, the human has been taught to only use 10% of this enormous conduit of information. Why then do we continue to allow 90% of such precious material inside of us to go to waste? One perfect brain, another imperfect. One agreeable mind, another disagreeable. One righteous, another without rights. One justified, the other one without justice. All four cells live inside your glorious cranium that houses a powerful muscle, connected to the heart using the vagus nerve. The brain and the heart is the highway for our continued DNA synthesis. Our spiritual coding downloads from within us like a window of source to the infinite etheric cord that houses all knowledge and wisdom in all realities known in existence to the mind. The most dangerous secret is you. The most dangerous secret has always been inside of you. No matter what happens to you, you will never be defeated. I want you to stay silent about your progress as you begin, as privacy is your only true power. Even if your face, spirit, or energy outwardly says something before it's time, no one will be able to disrupt the path of your destiny if your mind and lips remain sealed. No man is able to fully confirm their own mind with great precision, so therefore, how could someone precisely predict yours? In order to truly get a read on the goals that you have set for yourself, it is going to require working with your mind positively, diligently, and patiently. This will lead you to your acre of gold mine in the correct due time. While working with solely your body for someone else may lead you to feel like a drone stuck up in a beehive in need of vacation days. Now, which life are you currently living? Which life would make you feel more enlivened? Here is a better question for your mind to ponder on. Which way of life makes you feel renewed because you have been given hopes and dreams? Which way of life have you been forced to drive through life with a side of relationship fries and a grand size of shake of marriage fear? This may not be the order that you selected when you chose from the limited menu options, but you must still eat and pay for an order you did not initially want. The question is, why are we leaving our stove, pots, pans, utensils, our amazing partners and children who have the capability to learn and cook extravagant meals in the safety and comfort of our own homes? The stock market has an index where it measures the fear and greed of the participants of the market to study when and where is the best time to buy and sell assets based on the market conditions, irrespective of the true inherent values of a visionary company like Legally Black or Amazon. So what indicators are you right now using in the stock market of your life to properly understand your current mindset level? There's only one way to progressively realize the strength of your goal, and that is through steadfast dedication to the mission. I want you to take a moment right now and then take the time to think again. Use your acre of gold mines that resides inside your mind more divinely each time. What are the makings of a peaceful mind? How do we attain such a priceless gift in a world drowned with Instagram feeds of women, money, opportunities that tears away at our focus? How do we maintain our focus in such a distracted world? Did you know that human beings operate the majority of their life on only 10% of their mental makeup? How can this be so in a land of abundant riches, wealth, and glory? How is it that we are still unable to create our own material wealth in a nation built on wealth, where the creation of finances is one of the chief products sold? Debt everywhere, across the world is like the Russian roulette gun that forces us to risk our entire lifeblood for another moment to play an even more dangerous game. Take a moment to think on this thought. If we concern our mind with our needs, then counterintuitively, we're also concerning our mind with our inherent lack. That may explain why it's hard for us to cross over into that abundant state of blessings we all know is possible by being cooler than the other side of our favorite childhood pillow. As we end Chapter 3, proceed to our health, wealth, and happiness mindset training exercises in Chapter 4 of your Mastered Mind to take you up to your highest agreeable self every day. If you believe you have learned your mind well enough to proceed, then you may continue on to Chapter 4 to keep your mind in the mastered state of peace. Debt everywhere across the world forces us to globally to play a dangerous game of robbing Peter to pay Paul that we never wanted to play with in the first place. The Most Dangerous Secret by Michael Ofuani. End of Chapter 3. The Most Dangerous Secret by Michael Ofuani. Chapter 4, Your Mastered Mind. Your health, wealth, and happiness mindset must be the three questions you begin all your mind mastery exercises with. How is my health? How is my wealth? How is my happiness mindset? Because repetition is the mother of mastery, consistent and constant repetition of this valuable information daily will make you a diligent master of your mind. As we reach the conclusion of our Most Dangerous Secret and Storybook, we are wonderfully excited for you being a part of an opportunity to globally shift our mind's paradigm by making complex information simple, as that is the mark of a true genius. If you made it this far, then you have chosen the proverbial red pill along this matrix. No matter what the future holds, these ancient concepts will walk with you and guide you as your travels conclude and renew again. We now have left you with a mind force field to protect you in your accomplishment of your mission. We humbly ask that you share these words with a future mind that reminds you of your past, current, or future self. If you fail to see yourself in others, then you must review the concept discussed in this book. How can you expect to create an environment of harmony when you are not able to see yourself in conjunction with others who may not think exactly like you? As you strive for your highest agreeable goals, allow your mind to be your greatest asset and never your greatest liability. Your kindness and your mindness are one of the greatest tools you should be forever keen on mastering. The last gift we want to leave you with in Chapter 4 are mind mastery affirmations and exercises for you to repeat daily with yourself and your trusted associates along the road. Applying these concepts consistently will reprogram your subconscious hardware into your highest chief ideals according to the specificity and execution of your dreams. These mind mastery exercises are designed to be new affirmations to meditate and harmonize your minds towards and forwards. My wife and I personally repeat these mastery exercises every day, before and after our day begins and concludes, as it has been one of the most dangerous secrets we've used to our advantage. Making a consistent step towards a positive mental attitude will take you to the next level. I know with your diligence as a new peace lord of life, it is only a matter of time that we will see you at the divine mountaintop. Do not be afraid to take your life to the next level, as fear of success is just as dangerous as fear of failure. Health, wealth, and happiness mindset training. Never compare your success to someone else's success. Run your own race. Stop looking at failure as failure and start looking at it as data points. Learn from your mistakes. Every day, focus on affirming positivity over your life. Write 50 to 100 affirmations down and say them out loud every day. Audit what you are taking in. Who are you talking to daily? What are you reading daily? What are you doing daily? If it isn't in alignment with what you're trying to achieve, it has to be removed. It is always the right time to execute on all cylinders. Make no more excuses for yourself for why you are not where you believe you should be. Take responsibility of your life. Know that if you have been given a vision of a better life, then trust your intuition in knowing what your spirit ultimately needs to succeed. Not everything that glitters is gold, and a truly wise man builds their happiness underneath their own feet. To be prolific, it must be time-specific. I manifest money easily, abundantly, and frequently. Normally, the enemy is the inner me. So I'm going to live my trust. I'm going to live off power. I am powerful. I am debt-free. I am a multimillionaire. I am knowing the best is yet to come. I am charming. I am persuasive. I am a salesman. I am imaginative. I am creative. I am intelligent. I am smart. I am honest. I am truthful. I am dedicated. I am persistent. I am able to achieve. I am committed. I am worthwhile. I am worth keeping. I am kind to myself. I am faithful. I am intuitive. I am advisable. I am abundance. I am plenty. I am enough. I am focused. I am detailed. I am forward thinking. Do not say you can or can't do it or I can't afford it. Ask how can I do it or how can I afford it? If they don't know if they don't know you, how can they flow you? Author's commitment statement. I am committed to completing the entirety of the most dangerous secret as my livelihood and peace of mind depends upon it. I know that only through daily consistent applications of these concepts will I get where I made a plan to be. I understand that my success depends 100% on my actions. I'm determined to make it happen. I understand that information changes situations, but only with my implementation. I, Dr. Michael Ofuani, commit to making my business goals and dreams come true. I am willing to sacrifice, get uncomfortable, and do whatever it takes to achieve the goals I set. I am making this commitment to myself as well as my family because they depend on my success. I take full responsibility for my actions. I commit to getting better personally and professionally this year and beyond. At Spiritual Mikey X. If they don't know you, how can they flow you? Push forward because this has to work or this has to work. Do more. Do more now. No opportunities wasted. I am better. Now I take responsibilities for my emotions, and no post or shade can shake me. The truth is all we have. Good thing, that is all we need. Even better than no man or woman can take your truth from you. We all have a different assignment in this track meet of life. Make sure you pace yourself and don't wreck yourself. Remember to forever run your own master race, King Lion. I am making this commitment to myself as well as my family because they depend on my success. I take full responsibility for my actions. I commit to getting better personally and professionally this year and beyond. End of Chapter 4, The Most Dangerous Secret.